From the Purple Palace in our city beautiful, it's win and you're in for Orlando City B, a playoff game in the regular season. The 8 and 9 teams in the Eastern Conference in the USL square off. It's Orlando City B against New York Red Bulls 2. The winner of this match, if it's the Red Bulls, has an inside track to the playoffs. If it's OCB, they're in automatically. My name's Evan Weston, joined tonight by Oliver 12 Trees. And Oliver, winning you're in, nothing better.
Yeah, Coach Pulis knows this is a big game for big-time players. If you can't get pumped up for this game, then you're in the wrong building. This is a big-time opportunity to get themselves into the playoffs.
Well, let's take a look at our key players for tonight. Florian Valot has been red hot, as has the Red Bulls offense.
Yeah, this talented left-footed Frenchman used to play for PSG and Monaco before coming over to the States, and he'll look to pull the strings in behind the front line.
As for OCB, they're led by their very talented former first-round pick, the striker, Haji Berry.
Yes, Haji Berry's going to operate from the right side tonight. He's obviously going to try and get on the ball and make those slashing runs into the box. He's got 9 goals and 1 assist so far for team leading.
Some interesting lineups tonight. First for Red Bulls 2, they're in their typical 4-2-3-1. They bring back Gideon Ba and Hassan Ndam from the first team to play in that center back spot. Those are 2 very physical young players.
Yeah, and they'll look to Junior Flemings and Basulovic to supply the ammunition for Stefano Bonomo up front.
As for OCB, a 4-3-3 tonight for Anthony Pulis. Michael Cox up top, Pierre Da Silva out wide on the left, and Richie Larea back down from the first team.
Yeah, Tony Rocha as well, and Lewis Neal will be the holding role, and then Earl Edwards Jr. is back in goal, who's had just a great season this year.
The landlord, 9 clean sheets in 22 starts, nearly 800 save percentage. What a big game atmosphere tonight. These 2 teams going for a playoff spot. The winner has the inside track. It's OCB at Red Bulls 2 after this.
The pressure she must feel.
Win and you're in for OCB tonight. The stakes could not be any clearer or any higher. The young Lions looking to clinch their spot in the USL playoffs for the 2nd straight season. New York Red Bulls 2 in a similar scenario. They're just 1 point back for head coach John Wolingneck. They were the USL Cup champions last year, lost just 3 games all season, but a lot of their star players now playing with the Red Bulls, and the coach has had to manufacture a playoff-worthy season. Meanwhile, Anthony Pulis looking for his 20th career win tonight. The 32-year-old son of English Premier League manager Tony Pulis, 373 career wins in the English Premier League for his father. Anthony looking for number 20 in his young career tonight. Guido Gonzalez Jr., the head referee. You see Francesco Terranova and Jonathan Quinter, his assistants, coming across the field tonight as both Red Bulls and OCB take the pitch. Oliver, what are you looking for early in this game?
Well, I'm really expecting Orlando City B to be able to dominate the center of the park. I think they're going to be able to get their passing game going and try and provide some creative key passes for the front three of Cox, Haji Berry, and Pierre da Silva. There's a lot more experience in OCB's center of midfield, and I expect them to be able to really get hold of this game right from the first whistle.
Stefano Bonomo in the center circle, and we are underway in Orlando. Win and you're in. OCB into the playoffs for the second consecutive season with a victory tonight. Evan Weston, Oliver 12 Trees here at Orlando City Stadium. Red Bulls 2 on the attack just off the beginning of this game. Their offense has been so dynamic over the last month and a half or so. They have scored at least 2 goals in 7 consecutive games.
Yeah, this could be an exciting one tonight with both teams, being able to, create some great opportunities in the last few games and score some goals.
Lewis Neal with a takeaway, nice through ball. Lorea, the first teamer, 7th overall pick last year, dispossessed. That's Ethan Cutler for Red Bulls 2. See a lot of this battle for the middle of the park, as you mentioned before, Oliver, that with Tony Rocha and Lewis Neal, 2 veteran, experienced midfielders, Orlando City B should be able to have more possession than maybe they normally do.
Yeah, Lewis Neal and Tony Rocha are both very, very good and very high with their pass completion percentage, so they don't miss many passes during the game and should be able to get the attacks going.
2 very different styles on display. OCB's been one of the best defensive teams in USL this season. They've only shipped 28 goals. That's the 3rd best mark in the league, but they've only scored 30. That's 24 out of 30. Meanwhile, Red Bulls 2 has scored 50, but they've shipped 53. And here's an idea why, as OCB nearly creates, but Michael Cox whistled offside.
Well, early in the game, I would have loved to see Lewis Neal have a little whack at that one there and put his foot through the ball and see if he could get a shot off. Good defensive play there from Dan Metzger coming across from the defensive midfield position, but there was an opportunity. It opened up there for Lewis, and he tried to slide a ball right in there for Haji Berry, but had a chance to shoot.
2 weeks ago when OCB looked as if they were on the brink after 2 straight losses, and a 1-1 duel with Charleston Battery, one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference, and none other than Lewis Neal, a 36-year-old captain, came up with a game winner in the 87th minute. That has propelled OCB to this point where if they win tonight, they are into the postseason for the 2nd year out of 2 since their founding last winter.
Yeah, he really has had a fantastic individual season, Lewis Neal. I would say he's improved this year. At 36 years old, he had a better season in his sophomore year in the for the OCB than he did in his freshman year, if you like.
Lewis actually played for Tony Pulis at Stoke City. Here's a long ball way down the pitch and complete. Oh, look at this, opening up and scoring.
Now, Stefano Bonomo there really had his way with Connor Donovan. Great central number 9 play from the New York native. Just rolled his man Connor Donovan there, and just a precise finish. Just a straightforward ball over the top. Defense got caught flat, and then Bonomo's in a race. Rolls his man Connor Donovan and just places that side net in. Great finish from Bonomo.
Bonomo absolutely scorching hot. His form since coming back from injury in late July has been superb. That's his 8th goal in 11 starts, Oliver.
Yeah, you can see he's going to be a real handful tonight for the OCB backline.
So 1-0 to New York Red Bulls 2 in the early going. A 4th-minute goal for Stefano Bonomo, and just like that, the young Lions playing from behind.
Yeah, and exactly what OCB didn't want. They're a team that likes to counterattack. They like to kind of sit in and possess the ball and then exploit the space in behind. Well, now they're going to have to go right after the Red Bulls as they're 1-0 down.
And Dom pushes the ball out. It's win and you're in for OCB. They need 3 points here to guarantee themselves a spot. But if Red Bulls 2 win, that puts them in the driver's seat going into the final games at the tail end of next week.
But they are not mathematically out, OCB, if they were to drop. They've still got an opportunity. If the Red Bulls 2 could drop points, then OCB could still get in. But
yes,
a long way to go in this one.
They could get in, but they would need help as that ball crossed in and picked off comfortably by Evan Loro, 21-year-old keeper from South River, New Jersey, by way of University of Michigan. Another long ball to Bonomo, and he's got the best look at it. Zachary Ellis-Hayden charging after him, and a nice tackle from Zach Ellis-Hayden. 25-year-old from Canada, who's shined as a right back this year for OCB, getting his 18th start tonight.
Yeah, really looking for a reaction now from OCB. It's very important that they get hold of the ball, control the tempo, and try and create some opportunities in the Red Bulls' half.
Well, we've seen over the last several months that OCB has been ready and willing to get out of their comfort zone and go press a little bit when they get behind. It's what's helped them to such great form since their 12-match unbeaten streak started at the end of June.
But the Red Bulls, too, have really started red hot at the moment, looking very sharp in and out of possession.
This is Basulovic. Velo. Cutler, the left back. Velo getting free. Into the box. Florian Velo. Oh, nearly had one on target. I'm not sure that wouldn't have snuck through if Velo had just let that go, but Bonomo tried to get in front of it, and he played it off a man and out of bounds.
Yeah, good combination play there from Basulovic, and Velo gets into the inside of the penalty box and tried to just slide that around. That's a good job. Zach Caller was there. Otherwise, Bonomo's going to get goal number 2.
Up top, shot Earl Edwards with his first save of the night. That was Metzger, the captain, who took the shot for Red Bulls 2. Edwards with a long ball to Michael Cox, but he can't control it. Well, Earl Edwards got the name the landlord for a reason. He owns that goal. Best save percentage in the USL, 9 clean sheets. He's still second in the league in clean sheets. He's missed the last 8 games being up with the first team.
Yeah, he need to be on his toes there from that shot from Metzger from outside the box.
He will not get a clean sheet tonight. There was nothing he could do about the goal. Stefano Bonomo opening the scoring tonight. Red Bulls 2 have scored at least 2 in 7 straight. They've scored at least 1 in every match since July 12th.
Yeah, and you can see why there's a lot of movement with that front 4, really, with Basulovic, Valo, Flemings, and Bonomo up front. A lot of movement in between the lines, but between the 4 of them, and they're causing all sorts of problems in these opening few minutes for OCB. They need to get hold of them and get a little tighter to those attacking players.
It's what they did last year. They had guys like Tyler Adams and Sean Davis, Alex Mule that were just so athletic. They all played together so well. They would just blow teams out of the building.
And you can see now from our view, Junior Flemings is right up there up front with Bonomo. So, Zach Cowles finding himself having to mark 1v1 versus Bonomo, which is not what he can do.
Cutler tries to move off Barry, and he pays for it. And then OCB get an unfortunate bounce as it comes right back out to Basulovic. Aaron Basulovic setting up. That to Flemings was off target.
Anthony Pulis not happy already, remonstrating with the referee.
Now, Red Bulls 2 have dominated this game. They have the edge in possession through the opening 8 minutes. And the goal from Bonomo on just a pretty long ball. Found its mark, 1-on-1. Let your number 9 do the rest.
Yeah, Connor Donovan's got to do better. He won't be happy when he sees the replay of that after the game.
Here's Najim. To nobody in particular, and a goal kick for Earl Edwards.
Now we can have a little look at the goal again. Great centre forward play from the young man. Manages to roll. Connor Donovan slips at a really awkward time, and then that's how you finish, young kids watching at home. Just pick your spot. It's not about power, just about precision. Places that ball into the side netting.
Short goal kick for Edwards. Larea gets fouled.
Well, Lareo's really had a breakout year for Orlando City. Had a number of first-team appearances and was a top performer here for OCB as well. So it's important that he gets on the ball and tries to, get into those key areas of the park where he can play the key passes and try and run beyond the strikers himself as well.
Richie has 140 minutes played in 10 games for the MLS side. Just kind of getting his feet wet as a late substitute. He's brought a lot of energy to the team when he's come off the bench.
He's really a tremendous athlete. Just needs to be a little bit more consistent and up his work rate a little bit, but certainly super talented individual, former Akron man. Still
just 22 years old. He played club ball back in Canada with Kyle Laren when they were amateurs. Laren, of course, the star striker for Orlando City. First overall pick in 2015 out of UConn. Carroll has to play this out. Red Bulls, too, threatening again. They just, as soon as they get the ball, they just hit the gas pedal.
OCB certainly need to get tighter to Basulovic. Here he is again.
Aaron Basulovic. Nearly a takeaway for Carroll, but he lost it for the corner. Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. Andrew Tenari on to take the corner.
Nice little three-man combination there. Basulovic wins the corner for his side.
Free header, back post, and it goes wide for another corner. I don't know who stopped that. What a ball that was by Tenari, and it just kind of got wedged up against the woodwork.
Yeah, it looked like a man was wide open at the back post. No one picks him in, come at the back post. Almost looked like it's going to creep over the line, but good save from Erle Edwards. It's just jammed between Lewis Neal and the post there, and they just managed to scoop that clear.
That was Gideon Baugh, the center back, who had that free header on the back post. Scary, scary moments for Orlando City B early in this match. Could have done better with that one. Richie Larea coming out to try and counter. OCB loves the counter game. Neal wins the throw.
A little bit of fortune there for OCB, so now it's very, very important that they can try and get their own tempo in this game and try and play a little bit in the Red Bulls half that's been in their half the whole game. You know, it's important. Maybe just play a little bit more direct, play long, turn the Red Bulls a little bit, and then try and get their game going, because they've really been pinned in their own end right now.
Red Bulls have really been able to dictate the pace of the game, too. They are.
Oh, that's a bad giveaway there.
Here they go again. A shot and a goal. What a shot that was. And it's below the Frenchman.
Yeah, we talked about Velo's left foot before the game, and what an absolute rocket from the young man. You know, poor giveaway from Pisse on the left side. You know, a square ball right to Velo's foot. 2 touches, open his bodies, and whack. Look at that. Erle Edwards has no chance. Absolute beautiful strike from Velo.
That is world class. Not a keeper alive who could have stopped that from, what, 25 yards?
Yeah, great strike, but, you know, poor giveaway. OCB really started cold in this one. They're going to have to find a way to claw their way back into this game.
There's a lot of time left to go, but OCB way behind the 8 ball. Now you see a little bit of aggression out of this young Lions side, but it goes right back to Red Bulls, too. Boy, I tell you what, after a tough loss in Tampa this past Wednesday night, their backs against the wall. John Wolganek has brought these boys to play tonight, and they have really brought it.
Yeah, energy levels are very high. They're looking very sharp on and off the ball. So, and that Tampa team is no joke. They're a very talented team. So, you know, to go there and score 2 goals, it's putting a good performance that they did. Didn't come out with any points, but you can see the talent on this team. And Anthony Pulis before the game knew that this is a talented outfit.
Here they come again. Basulovic has some space. Zach Ellis-Hayden deflecting. This is Cutler. Looking for Flemings, and Edwards has to come out to grab it.
Yeah, they are just flooding forward, certainly reminiscent of last year's Red Bulls 2 team, flooding forward with numbers and pace, really catching OCB on their heels.
Now, you'd never know this team wasn't in the playoff picture right now, based on watching them go, but they can help themselves to an incredible degree tonight if they win this match. What a barn burner start for New York Red Bulls 2. They've scored twice in the opening 12 minutes.
And you can't say it's really about the run of play either. They've certainly dominated from the first whistle.
Here's Ndam. Rocha for OCB.
That's a lot better from Zach Carroll there. They've got to challenge Bonomo on his first balls.
Hard foul by Velo.
It's been all one-way traffic here, and this is a ball into the box, to the back stick. There's a man open. Junior Flemings is wide open at the back post, but his first touch lets him down there, and Erle was able to smother the ball.
If he's able to just bring that into himself, Oliver, we might be looking at 3-0.
Junior Flemings had the opportunity to go watch him live, recruited him, to play college, and obviously end up turning pro. But he's a talented player, and I'm excited to see him play, the full 90 tonight.
Played at Tivoli Gardens FC in Jamaica. Actually went unpaid his first year so that he might be able to play amateur soccer in the United States, but ended up going pro there and then coming to New York. Here we go. Look at that footwork. Flemings just can't get by Donovan.
Yeah, he just loves to run with the ball, and that's really maybe what OCB's missing is someone who loves to run with the ball. De Silva, is more of a pass-first attacking midfielder, but, they really need someone who's got the ability to beat players 1v1. Look at that from Junior Flemings, just skips past PC with ease.
Feels like they have an extra man up there.
They're committing a lot of numbers forward, and OCB, the one positive thing, if they can get hold of the ball, they can counterattack like right now.
Well, here they go. It's Barry, flanked out wide. Haji leaves it through to Michael Cox. Cox with a breakaway opportunity. Cox leaves it in front, and Neal pockets it home.
Exactly what we were talking about. What an amazing counterattack from OCB. We're talking about numbers flooding forward, but look at that. The 36-year-old Lewis Neal, he's the first one in support of Cox. Cox squares it. It's 2-1. Game on. Back in the game. Back in the hunt.
The captain finishing this off.
Yeah, look at that first touch from Cox. Just takes the ball away from the defender, and then that's the easiest goal Lewis O'Neal will ever score.
What a ball that is by Haji Barry. Phenomenal.
And as we talked about, as the Red Bulls 2 are throwing so many numbers forward, there is going to be the space on the counter-attack. We talked about it just before that goal. And there he is, Lewis Neal, getting his troops going, and they're ready to try and pull this one back.
You'll hear the phrase in soccer commentary a lot, playing between the lines. What Haji Barry and Michael Cox just did there, that's a pretty textbook example of what that looks like when it's executed well.
Yeah, Haji Barry just got in front of the back line, managed to get on the ball and slide that ball through to Cox.
Well, here comes Red Bulls 2 right back. It's Flemings. Turns it towards the box, but too high. Velo. Look at this. They got 8 men forward again. Back heel by Basulovic, and there was nobody there to pick it up. Play continues. Poked forward, Edwards. Deflects off of him, and then out. I think that went over the line. It did. And this is whistled for a corner.
A little confusion about what's going on.
Yeah, it's
almost looked like Earl Edwards stopped there. Give away from Lewis Neal in the center of the park. Lovely little ball from Bonomo. Spill from Earl Edwards. Yeah, no foul there. Spill from Earl Edwards.
And boy, Tenari almost made it 3-1.
Yeah, it looked like it did just cross the line, though, so it will be a corner for the Red Bulls, too.
What a start to this game. 3 goals already. Tenari. Short corner. Basulovic. Ellis Hayden heads it out. Rebound played through, and Edwards, off the deflection from Carroll, picks it out of the sky. Earl looking to start the counter, and instead he just plays it all the way down to his opposite number. The USL is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. Stay up to date with all the latest league news and information by visiting www.uslsoccer.com and follow them on Twitter @USL. OCB win and you're in. They got down 2-0. Lewis Neal clawed one back off some great play by Haji Barry and Michael Cox. Anybody's game at this point. It's been wide open soccer since the opening whistle.
Yeah, very exciting game. Both teams coming out to score goals and not worried too much about defending, it seems.
Tough giveaway there for Gideon Ba. That's unlike OCB. They are playing Red Bulls 2's style of game.
Yep, and that's the danger. If they're going to get into a transition game back and forth, there's probably going to be only one winner, to be honest, because, that's what the Red Bulls 2 really specialize in. They need to slow the ball down, control the tempo of the game, see if they can get their passing game going.
We like the matchup coming in, Oliver, because we figured Red Bulls 2 might be susceptible to the counter game that OCB plays so well. But Red Bulls 2 have had no problem breaking down OCB's defense.
Well, the counter game works if you can defend. And, at the moment in this opening 18 minutes, OCB certainly have proven that they haven't really been able to stop this attacking front line from Red Bulls 2. Basulovic, Valo, Bonomo, Flemings, they've been just irresistible for the opening 20 minutes.
These are MLS quality guys out there. I mean, they really look like they belong at the highest level.
And that's a great thing about the USL. These guys are able to show it week in, week out. And then when they get their chance, like the guys from last year from the Red Bulls, you know, now they're playing MLS. And these guys right here are looking to do the same thing.
They're the next wave. It really is just, there's no league in the world like USL. It's both a legitimate second division league and a developmental league for some of the MLS teams. And it is such a fun combination to watch. After that foul by Red Bulls 2, OCB a little hasty with the restart. Jack Walyanek is having words with Gonzalez. And Guido Gonzalez Jr.
He's got a bit of a mouthful there from Walyanek.
Yeah. There's a long ball by Carroll looking for Cox. Given away. Red Bulls 2, here they come again. And it's just flying forward. Doesn't always work, but as soon as they grab possession, they are just off to the races. Well, here's OCB. Nice little move by Barry, and then a foul against Haji as Florian Velo got there, and then Velo with a little shove.
Yeah, Haji didn't like that.
Yeah, that's going to be something to look out for. Guido Gonzalez Jr. has to keep an eye on Haji Barry and Florian Velo, and now Haji being summoned by the referee.
It looks like it's just a stern talking to, but I think they're both going to get away without a yellow card, just about.
Yeah, a little handshake there to keep everything civil. Neither player wants to end up in the book in this kind of a game. We're still only 21 minutes in, Oliver. It feels like we're deep into the second half, but it's been an entire 90-minute game compacted into 20.
Yeah, a lot of chances, and it's important for Tony Rocha. You know, really hasn't had an impact on the game, hasn't been able to get hold of it and make the passes, and he really needs to get hold of the football.
Here's a tough foul by Pierre De Silva, and Red Bulls 2 with a great free kick opportunity.
A little soft there, you know, a little soft there for the call for the high boot and cleats up, if you like, which is, you know, a little disappointing at this level to be called for that in dangerous shooting position. It does look like Barr's placing this ball. Strong-looking young man.
Tanari around it as well. He's been taking the corners for Red Bulls 2 tonight. It's Barr with the left foot, and Edwards makes the save. Well, Earl's not going to let too many of those get by.
Yeah, pretty routine there for Earl Edwards, who has been away from OCB for the last few weeks. Nice left-footed drive, though. Test the keeper. I think Gideon Barr's got muscles in places that most humans don't have places at all.
You know, he is an unbelievable athlete. He's been all over the world, coming out of Ghana. It's been a nice addition to this club. He's played 9 games for the first team as well. So during the international break, you see some of the MLS teams send down guys to play in these important USL matches. Orlando City has certainly done that. Here's one of those guys, PC, chasing after Junior Flemings. And Flemings gets free, totally shaking PC. And then Donovan with a nice stop.
Good position in there from Donovan, but Flemings was a little hasty with that ball. If he just delayed a little bit and sucked his man out, it could have been an easy assist for Bonomo.
Quick throw, Flemings double teamed. It goes out off of OCB.
Flemings really giving.
What can OCB do to kind of slow this down a little bit and get back to a pace that they're more comfortable with?
It's important that when they get the numbers behind the ball, they're tracking their runners, making it difficult, holding this low block that they're in right now defensively.
Flemings weaves inside and knocked away by Donovan.
Now that was a goal-saving interception there from Donovan.
Fans, stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts, Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern on SiriusXM FC Channel 85. Also, don't forget, SiriusXM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check USLsoccer.com for dates and times.
Great ball from Flemings in behind OCB back line, but Connor Donovan read it.
Here goes Cox. Nice footwork by Michael Cox, and the last man, Gideon Barr, gets the ball away from him.
And you talk about relieving pressure. That's what they need from Michael Cox. They need him to be the outlet. So when they're defending in the low block with their numbers behind the ball, when they do get the outlet pass, when they do get the entry pass, Cox has got to be able to hold the ball up and bring his teammates into play.
There's the foul on Michael Cox. Red Bulls 2 holding 62% possession at this stage of the game. They've been completely dominant, to be frank, other than the one counter and goal for OCB. How Anthony Pulis' side has won so many matches, has drawn so many matches this year. 22 of their 30 matches, they've gotten a result.
Yeah, and talk about the matchups as well. You know, this back four and the two center midfielders really got to start winning their individual battles. You know, there's Metzger again winning the first ball in the center of the park.
Well, there's one with Rocha and Tenari, and Rocha draws the foul and the ball. Both Rocha and Tenari slow to get up.
And that's this is a kind of commitment that OCB need. If they're going to get back into this game, they're going to have to get to those second balls. Rocha there, fully committed, wholehearted challenge to get to the ball first, but Tenari gets there first, and just a collision really between the two of them.
Well, both teams are bringing the trainers out. Fans, we want to remind you to get closer to the club by subscribing to Lion Nation. Watch exclusive interviews, vote on club decisions, be rewarded for your loyalty, and have access to partner discounts. Learn more about Orlando City's new membership program at lionnation.com. It's like both men back to their feet. They do have to come off the pitch by rule if the trainers are out there to look at them, but they should be able to return almost immediately.
Yeah, Anthony Pulis having a word with his star youngster there, Da Silva, and he's telling Da Silva, look, you've got to come inside and pick up the ball if it's there, or you've got to get wide on the touchline and get available, because he's not really providing any outlet, really, when OCB do win the ball back.
We just haven't called his name much. It's been all Barry and Michael Cox.
He spent his time tracking back, you know, from the right back. David Najan's been attacking the whole time and forcing Da Silva to be defending, which is where he doesn't want to be.
We're 9-on-9 for the moment, with both injured players set to check back in at the next stoppage. What a first half it's been. Win and you're in for OCB. Red Bulls 2 can come close to clinching and take their fate back into their own hands with a victory here tonight. Goals for Red Bulls in the 3rd and 12th minutes. OCB got one back in the 16th.
I think PC is going to go into the book there. He's been being given an absolute torrid time by Junior Flemings. His giveaway. Junior Flemings gets on the counter, and PC pulls him down.
Evan Weston, Oliver 12 Trees here at Orlando City Stadium, bringing you this one. I got to ask you, Oliver, PC is almost more of a wingback than a fullback. He likes to get so high. Is he almost not a great fit for this type of system?
Yeah, you know, he's played a number of MLS games himself, and, you know, I'm sure Anthony Pulis brought him in to do a job. You know, he's a quick young man, the Brazilian, so there's no doubt he can do it. It's just Flemings' movement's a little bit too sharp for him right now.
Bonomo draws the whistle, and a beautiful-looking free kick coming up for Red Bulls 2, and a yellow card to boot for Connor Donovan.
It was just a matter of time before the ref gets his cards out. Good entry pass here to Bonomo, flicks it around the corner, and there's not a lot in that. Anthony Pulis is not going to be a happy man. You know, he's never getting to the second touch. He's never getting to the ball around the corner. Tried to flick it around the corner, but he's never getting there. So, you know, really a harsh call on Connor Donovan, and are they going to be punished for it? It's a high-intensity game, a lot of emotion out there tonight, and, you know, the referee's struggling to keep all in check, to be honest.
Ethan Cutler, the left back, is the man around the ball. As we get another look at this foul, Oliver. You're right, just not a whole lot to look at there.
Both attacking the ball. You know, Connor Donovan is coming into his back, but
for Donovan, it's his 3rd yellow card of the year, and here's Cutler, who has not scored this season. Drives it right into the wall.
And the wall does its job. Interesting, all the talented attacking players on display, and
they put the left back up there.
Ethan Cutler takes it with his right foot.
Well, you know, he was an offensive player in college the last 4 years at Colgate University. He scored 33 goals in 73 games. Here's Flemings trying to turn one on, but it goes wide off the back post, and Earl Edwards set to kick it away. The USL is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world. featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. Stay up to date with all the latest league news and information by visiting www.uslsoccer.com and follow them on Twitter @USL.
Yeah, we're just watching a replay of that sharp turn from Junior Flemings, and shot with his left foot. Just didn't have real control of the shot, but nice sharp turn from the young Jamaican.
Edwards driving it away. OCB have to gain a little measure of possession here, and Larea starts to work on that. He draws a foul.
You can see the number of the Red Bull players that are in and around the ball to high press to win that ball back. Really, OCB are having a hard time getting out of that press. If they can break the press, which they showed on the goal, then it's going to open up. But it's just securing that possession with 1 or 2 passes, the game's going to open up.
Great combination with Basulovic and Bonomo. And here's Flemings. Basulovic couldn't make the run.
He just checked his run there. He was making that run then, just held up. Fleming still played it.
De Silva. It's it out of the trap.
That's better from Cox. Hold that ball up. Then they can attack.
Nice ball through. De Silva charging down. We know what he can do with that left foot. Pierre De Silva tripped up. He wants to get to the spot, and he doesn't get anything from Guido Gonzalez Jr. Well, Pierre De Silva hunting for a penalty and denied even a foul by the referee.
Yes, you know, very well played from Cox. Held the ball up. Tony Rocha plays a beautiful pass. We talked about breaking the pressure. De Silva just did that. And was he looking for that penalty? I think he was. Could he have stayed on his feet? I think he could have. So, you know, the young man maybe made the wrong decision to going down there. You'd like to see him staying on his feet and see if he could get the shot off.
Back to the run of play. We have a foul against OCB. And Red Bulls 2 ready to take the ball just in front of halfway. It's been a tough night for Guido Gonzalez Jr. This game has been physical and fast-paced from the get-go.
He's been a busy boy.
Lewis Neal getting a little aggressive with the much younger Andrew Tenari. Neal has the Orlando City B goal tonight. His 3rd of the year at age 36. He's been all over the world. Played for sides like Stoke City, Shrewsbury Town, DC United. This is Flemings. De Silva is down for OCB, but play is continuing on, and Flemings does indeed give the ball up to have Pierre De Silva get checked on. The 19-year-old from Port Chester, New York. And De Silva, fortunately, back up to his feet.
Looks like maybe he just got a knock on his chops there.
De Silva considered the top prospect for Orlando City Soccer Club, a guy who could be either a wide midfielder on the wing or perhaps a creative central attacking number 10 midfielder in the future for Orlando City. Here's Rocha. Another strong ball. Cox waiting for support. Cox looking to nutmeg his defender, and Gideon Baugh was not amused by that trickery.
Waited too long. Great release pass from Tony Rocha. Rocha starting to come into the game more. A couple of key passes there into the final third. But Michael Cox just waited too long to make a decision.
Tenari looking for Flemings. PC starting to get a little bit more physical with Junior Flemings.
Yeah, I'm sure the coaching staff, I mean, that's probably the message that's been passed on to the players. You've got to get tighter to these attacking players.
Red Bulls, too, were finding space with ease in the opening dozen or so minutes of this game. They scored twice. This is a win and you're in game for OCB. They got down 2-0 within those opening 12 minutes. Got one back in the 16th minute. Since then, we've slowly settled into this kind of grinded out game that OCB likes to play. So perhaps they're starting to impose their tactics on Red Bulls too.
Well, the game couldn't have continued at the pace it was started at. The opening 20 minutes was just hair-raising pace. And
Red Bulls too, they want to play that way though. They want to run you out of the building. That's how they won a championship last year.
Very exciting to watch last year, and we've seen a glimpse tonight about what they can do.
The first team for Red Bulls clinched the playoff spot, the last playoff spot in the Eastern Conference earlier tonight, a 3-0 win at Red Bull Arena against Vancouver Whitecaps. Goals in that game for Bradley Wright Phillips, Daniel Royer, and Felipe. So the Eastern Conference playoff picture in MLS is set. It's not set in USL. It'll be one of these two teams in that last spot. This game essentially a play-in game. Here's Richie Larea.
Here we go. We got a 5v2 here. Can they make the most of it?
Cox shoots, and a save for Leroux.
Pierre da Silva is absolutely furious with Michael Cox. As Michael Cox looks to his left, they win the ball in midfield. Larea drives forward, finds Cox. You can see just on his outside of him, there's Pierre da Silva. All he has to do is roll that ball outside to Pierre da Silva, and Pierre da Silva is 1v1 with the keeper. Chooses to try and strike it himself, and it's just really more of a pass back than a shot. But you can see if they can break pressure, there are going to be chances in this game. So, you know, the heart of OCB needs to stay in the game because there's plenty of time left, and you can see there's going to be lots and lots of opportunities on the counter-attack.
Here's Najim, the right back. Looking for Bonomo again. Donovan can only settle for a corner. Bonomo just seems to have a step when he's 1v1 with these OCB center backs.
Yeah, athletically, you can see he's quicker, he's stronger than the center backs for OCB, so he's getting into those pockets, into the spaces, into the channels really at will. That's a great ball as well from Najim, bent into the channel.
Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. Tenari to go take the corner kick. Red Bulls looking to get back to a 2-goal cushion. Header over the bar. Another free header for Red Bulls too. Bonomo was right in the mix.
Yeah, Bonomo came through a lot of traffic there. High arcing ball into the box. Connor Donovan again trying to mark him, but can't really get close to him.
Well, that's a ball that, frankly, Bonomo should probably finish, or at least put on target.
Those balls that have been in the air for a long time, though, they're difficult to get the power and the accuracy on, though. And he did have pressure in his back from Connor Donovan.
Edwards has Rocha.
Needs some width now, Tony Rocha. When Rocha picked that up, he literally had nobody to pass the ball to. PC needs to be flying up on the overlap to give him an option.
Instead, it's Red Bulls 2 on the counter. Flemings cuts back out. Junior Fleming shoots. Oh, just wide. Flemings had PC beat and was this close to putting in the third. Coming the other way, Haji Barry, as we see the replay.
Yeah, Jamaica College man just turning PC inside and out. And that's whiskers away from nestling in the far corner.
Orlando City B wins a free kick in their own half. And the Young Lions can take a breath again. Junior Flemings, just 21 years old. You're going to know this kid for the Red Bulls in a year or two, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The former Jamaica College product. He's come through the ranks and, you know, has done very, very well as soon as he's put on that Red Bull shirt.
Here he comes again. PC, though, gets to the ball first.
It's tough for these international players as well because there's only so many international spots, you know, at the USL level and at the MLS level, you know. So it's really important that they prove they're going to be impact players at the MLS level if they're going to get signed. Otherwise, you know, that spot's going to go to an American player.
Jamaican players have really taken it on the chin because in most European federations, in order to play in Europe, you need to be from a top 50 FIFA country. And Jamaica is outside the top 50 right now. So you have some really talented players that just can't make the jump. Here's a chance. Oh, Cox nearly got a leg on it.
Well,
I think he touched it, and then it went down towards the back post. What a ball that was by Da Silva.
Yeah, here we go. Lewis Nealo. He's got a chance to keep the attack going.
Ellis Hayden, the right back. And OCB bringing numbers backwards. They're going to settle back down. Below. Into open space, here comes Flemings. Junior Flemings past PC once again. It's a 1v1 with Donovan. Carroll coming for support. Here's Flemings, and a nice tackle by Connor Donovan. That's the talent that Orlando City saw from Donovan when they picked him 22nd overall in 2015.
Yeah, PC, what a lovely arcing ball, bending into the path of Michael Cox, and all Michael Cox has got to do is just side foot that in. The keeper's out. He's out of position. All he's got to do is side foot that in, and that's 2-all. And at the other end, Junior Fleming's running half the length of the pitch, has Connor Donovan backpedaling, and what a great tackle that is from the former U20 international for the U.S.
Najim looking for Flemings, and Rocha got a foot on it. Here's De Silva. PC with a blast right back to Ndam.
I really feel like this next goal could be the killer goal. You know, whoever gets this next goal.
Yeah, one way or the other.
Yeah.
Whether it's Red Bulls 2 blowing a 2-0 lead or OCB getting down by 2 again.
Yeah, if OCB get down by 2, you got to say that could be curtains.
Gonzalez Jr. catches Tenari for a foul.
I've been very impressed with the Red Bulls 2 setting midfielders. Metzler, Tenari, been really, really good. I was expecting Larea and Lewis Neal and Rocha to really be able to dominate the center of the park, but it's
not
been
done
the
that
other
at
way.
all, yeah.
It's been the other way.
Yeah, Tenari in particular just is all over the pitch. He takes all their set pieces. Really good touch on his passes. And they always seem to be positioned really well. When they get the ball in their own half, they're ready to just go and find that space.
Tenari, the former Ivy League lad, so he's obviously got brains as well as brawn.
I wouldn't want to be a team, I mean, you'd want to be winning, but it would be nervy watching your team lead Red Bulls by a goal in a second half, just with all the way that they just come flying up the pitch and get all these different breakaway chances.
But in the last, 10 minutes or so, OCB have proven that they can create opportunities for themselves. And that's what they need to cling to, as we go into the halftime break. Stay in the game, mark them tight, close them down quicker, and then try and produce something on the counter.
Under the head of Ellis Hayden, Velo to Flemings, Edwards save, rebound, Bonomo, goal.
What a strike that is from Bonomo. He won't hit a ball cleaner than that. Just absolutely wonderful technique. You see this, how he gets his body sideways on and just volleys that down into the ground and into the top corner. First of all, Junior Flemings with the strike. Great save from Earl Edwards. And then as it pops out to Bonomo, look at that technique. Just slices across the ball, full meat of his laces on the football, smashes it into the top corner.
Two legitimately tremendous goals tonight. First, the one from Florian Velo, and then a wonder strike by Stefano Bonomo.
Yeah, and again, it was on the counter-attack. Counter-attack from Velo on the left-hand side, cross it in. Flemings is open again on the back post. Ball pops out, and obviously Bonomo does the rest.
Cox gets fouled from behind. Fans, stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts, Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern on SiriusXM FC, Channel 85. And don't forget, SiriusXM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. Got a yellow card coming out here on Ethan Cutler, his third of the year for Red Bulls 2.
Yeah, Cox gets to the spot first, and Cutler just comes underneath him as he's challenging for the ball.
So De Silva probably too far out to shoot here,
Yeah,
but could try to whip one in for somebody.
Look to probably hang this to the back post. See if Cox and Connor Donovan can get him behind.
Barry's around there as well. Carroll has a goal this year in this type of situation.
Looks like Tony Rocha just got knocked over there, so he's having a little chat with Tenari and the referee.
Well, the game between Orlando City and New York Red Bulls, the first teams last month, was famously chippy. Ended with Kaká getting sent off at the end of the match, very controversially. So we have the yellow card again on Cutler. And everybody seems to be satisfied except for Tony Rocha.
I think Tony Rocha saying he was fouled in the lead up to this free kick. They'll try again.
De Silva driving it through, punched down by the keeper Leroux, and then back out for Red Bulls 2. Confident keeper play by Evan Leroux. Ball through, and an open shot for Tenari. Here they come again. Tenari has Larea defending him. OCB way out of position off the set piece. Below. And Barry comes away with it. A good, tenacious defense by Larea coming back to play in his own half.
I mean, he had to do it. You know, they were attacking with a free kick, and then they found themselves defending in their own box. So
OCB looking to counter. PC gives it away. And you were right, Oliver. The mood completely changed with that third goal. And what an emphatic strike for Bonomo. That's a brace for him. His second in his last 4 games. This young man has 9 goals in 12 games since coming back from injury.
Yeah, he's definitely one for the future.
24 years old from Hillsborough, California. A little bit older than you'd normally see from a USL farm team prospect, but the talent is certainly there. And we all know about Bradley Wright Phillips, the star striker for New York Red Bulls, but Bonomo, a guy to look out for. We have 2 minutes of added time here at the end of the first half, with Red Bulls 2 leading a wild game, 3-1. They scored twice in the opening 12 minutes. OCB quickly got one back. But just a few moments ago, the goal for Stefano Bonomo, his second of the night, off a rebound to put Red Bulls back up by 2.
Yeah, Bonomo really is a bit of a throwback. You know, he's an old-fashioned target man. He's big, he's strong, he holds up the ball well, but he's just got that explosiveness as well about him. You know, he's got the ability to finish from all around the box, and he's good in the air too. So, you know, a real handful he's proven for OCB tonight.
Cutler. Flemings again. PC has just had no clue what to do with this guy. Flemings across, and Bonomo just overran it.
And you can see Cutler play further forward in his younger days as well, because that's a lovely raking ball that just splits the defense there for Junior Flemings from left back to the right wing.
Neal. Red Bulls 2 thought Ellis Hayden was out when he touched that ball back. I think they might have been right. About a minute left in added time. And for OCB, this will go down as a disappointing half. They've played such great defense all year. 3rd in the league in goals conceded. And yet, Red Bulls 2 have come in here and just blown them apart. 3 goals for the visitors here in the opening half. And none of them cheap, really. I mean, just pure power and great combination play on the counter.
Yeah, and they've had some good opportunity as well. You know, the goals haven't been the only chances they've had during the game. There's been plenty of opportunities for them to add to their lead, and it has been coming. Fully deserved 3-1 lead for the Red Bulls going into halftime.
There's halftime. New York Red Bulls 2, led by this man, Stefano Bonomo. A brace. What a half.
Yes, you can see Anthony Pulis there just, you know, racing off the pitch to the locker room. He is furious. He's got a lot of work to do at halftime to get his troops going and get everybody organized on the same page and see if they can have a go in the second half to try and pull this lead back. Because really, they got nothing to lose at this point. They need the win. They need something out of this game to be able to springboard themselves into the playoffs.
It's win and you're in for OCB. They need at least 3 to get into that position. The Young Lions trail the Red Bulls 3-1 at halftime. Back with more from Orlando City Stadium after this.
This is where it all began. The passion, the reputation, both on the field and in the stands. They ruled an era in this league, and now they are back for more. The future of Orlando City can be summed up in 3 letters: O-C-B.
Back at Orlando City Stadium, just not the kind of half OCB were looking for. They came in winning, you're into the playoffs. They have a long road to climb in order to get there. 3 goals for New York Red Bulls 2. Oliver Stefano Bonomo just blew the doors off this thing early.
Yeah, he started the game really, really quick. You can hear opening ball, 5 minutes in. Pretty easy straight ball. OCB backline gets out of position. Little slip for Connor Donovan, and that's all Bonomo needs, and places that ball in the bottom corner. Lovely little pirouette from the New York striker.
What's wild is this is probably the easiest goal they had. They had a lot of chances, but boy, their 2 other goals, just these brilliant strikes. First, Florian Velo, absolutely gorgeous. First, it was a miss for Bonomo, but later on, Velo would make OCB pay.
Yeah, poor giveaway from PC, and what a strike that was from Velo. He hit that really as hard as he can. You can see the follow-through on his strike. His whole body flew into that shot, and it flew into the top corner.
Now, Orlando City B would get one back just a few minutes later. Beautiful combination play through the lines by Haji Barry and Michael Cox. This was just before then when Earl Edwards Jr. made a great save on a free header for Gideon Baugh on the back post. Red Bulls 2 were trying to make it 3-0. Velo and Barry had gotten into it, and Barry got into his big play just a couple of moments later.
Still Red Bulls 2, though. Again, Fleming's open on the back post. First touch lets him down a little bit. But then finally, OCB broke the pressure. Lovely 3-man combination. Haji Barry to Michael Cox, and he puts it on a plate there for Lewis Neal. Lewis Neal or Larea could have finished that one. The captain gets it. 2-1. You think they're back in the game at this point?
Well, they were for quite a while. It looked great. And then there was first this great save by Edwards, but look at this from Bonomo. The spin on that to drive it into the top shelf.
Yeah, and that's the technique, you know, slicing across the ball, sideways on with the volley, and just absolutely fully committed to that strike. You know, he's got to be hitting that, you know, 75, 80, 90 mile an hour absolute rocket from Stefano Bonomo, the man of the match from the first half.
Look at these shots for Red Bulls, too. They were absolutely dominant. 14 shots, 8 on target. Edwards Jr. had some really nice saves. There was just nothing he could do about those goals.
Yeah, we talked in the break. You know, the back line of OCB really had a hard time matching up with the attacking quartet, really, of Junior Flemings, Florian Velo, Basulovic, and, of course, Bonomo up front. And that's why they've had 14 shots. That's why they've dominated possession. And that's why they're 3-1 up.
Well, just a wild first half for Red Bulls, too. But the game's not over yet. We got another 45 minutes to go. What does OCB have to do to get back into this game?
Well, it's important they can stem the tide, you know. I'm not sure if they're going to go to the bench. Maybe Paul Klaus can help that back four a little bit and give them a little bit of protection, because it seems like the quartet from the Red Bulls 2 is just going at the back line at will. So they need a little bit of protection to give them a foothold in the game, and then maybe they can get the counterattacks and get their hold of possession themselves.
We'll see what happens in the second half. Both teams waiting for a result tonight to drive them into the playoffs. Red Bulls 2 in the driver's seat when we come back.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can stop to make sure someone is okay.
We can warn someone when their drink isn't safe.
And disrupt the situation.
We can
get someone a cab.
Or walk them home safely.
We can make campuses safer for our friends.
Our roommates.
Our classmates. Our fellow human beings.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can intervene.
It's on us.
All of us.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation.
America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
As we enter the final 2 weeks of the 2017 USL regular season, the playoff race is coming down to the wire. In one of the final games of Week 28, the Charleston Battery claimed the point they needed to clinch a spot in the postseason through Evio Cordova's late equalizer, which earned a 1-1 draw at Ottawa Fury FC. Another sellout crowd at Papa Murphy's Park of 11,569 fans saw Sacramento Republic FC close out its home slate on a high note Saturday night, with a 2-0 victory that ended Phoenix Rising FC's 11-game undefeated streak. With the win, Republic FC now needs just 1 point to claim a 4th consecutive trip to the USL Cup playoffs. At the top of the Western Conference, Real Monarchs SLC struck early in the second half and twice before the final whistle on the road to down Reno 1868 FC 3-0 to put one hand on the USL regular season championship. One more point is all that's needed for the Monarchs to claim the first silverware in their history. One of the scorers for the Monarchs in Reno was Chandler Hoffman, who is again firmly in the middle of the race for the USL Golden Boot with 16 goals this season. Everyone is still chasing Reno 1868 FC's Dane Kelly, though, as the Jamaican continues to lead the way with 18 goals in what looks now like a 3-player race that also features Hoffman and the Charlotte Independence's Enzo Martinez, who also sits on 16 goals. With 2 games remaining for all 3 players, the award remains up for grabs as the regular season nears its conclusion. For USL Network, I'm Morgan Conklin.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made home ownership happen. Homeschooling yourself on loans, beefing up your credit score.
So I'm pre-approved.
You were like, yes! Sorry. Color coding listings, ticking boxes, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. Home sweet home. You aced house hunting. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Flip ball in. There's the shot from Fitzpatrick, but a great save from Edwards Jr. But the landlord, Earl Edwards Jr., was right there to collect.
I don't know where that came from. I roll with it. I don't know if everyone's the biggest fan, but I don't mind it. I think I've been fortunate enough to be a captain of my high school teams and in college, so I think it's something that I like to do, I enjoy doing, and if guys look up to me as a leader and respect me as a leader, then it's something that I enjoy doing.
To Turgu right there, sends it in, and what a save by Edwards Jr. What a save by Earl Edwards Jr.
I look forward to the opportunity. Like I said, not getting games my first 2 years. I think I looked at it as an opportunity to be a leader, being an MLS guy coming down to play with OCB. And so it was something I was just looking to take advantage of and take advantage of the opportunity I was getting to play games.
The chance, he's into the area. Sent back on the back post, over the top!
Going into that game, having not played a game in months, and I think that was a bit of nerves then, and since then I found the rhythm, and I think things are going well so far.
Second straight game, he approaches, saved by Edwards.
Yeah, I mean, I think in my 2 years prior, I think I proved to people there were glimpses of the keeper I could be, but like I said, I was playing 5 to 7 games a year, so it was really hard for people to judge how good I am or how good I can be, and now this year, having played almost every single game at OCB, people can really tell what I'm capable of, improving myself to the OCB, the MLS, and the first team staff, the B team staff. I think it's something that's important for me, and hopefully I can just keep the ball rolling.
Earl Edwards Jr. just not anything he could really do about those 3 on the board. The landlord has done what he can, but the defense in front of him has let him down, and the New York Red Bulls with some phenomenal attacking play. Oliver there's got to be a way to slow this down, but for the life of me, I can't figure it out. As we look at these standings, and we've talked about the stakes tonight, it is win and you're in for OCB. If they can claw 3 back and get into the lead here, they would clinch a playoff berth, but they have a long climb. And you see New York Red Bulls 2 right below them. The Red Bulls can put themselves in prime position for a playoff berth if they can win this game tonight.
Look, it would take something pretty miraculous to turn this around for a 4-3, but, you know, getting it back to 3-all, getting a point, still staying ahead of the Red Bulls too, you know, is something that they can certainly cling to. You know, we talked about the 3rd goal being important, you know, and the Red Bulls got it. So they've got that 2-goal cushion, but OCB can hurt this Red Bulls backline. They've shown it a number of times during the game, so it's important that they stay together, try and get the 1st goal back, get one at a time, and see what shakes out.
And we see the last games for these 2 teams. It's the I-4 Derby for Orlando City as the Rowdies come in here on Thursday night. Red Bulls 2 go to Rochester, which is a pretty short trek from them, from northern New Jersey to central New York State. But they've struggled on the road this year until tonight, Red Bulls 2. Orlando City B, they've got to win against Tampa Bay, and then they're going to need some help if they can't at least grab a point out of tonight's game.
And you can see, you know, the total wins in the league. You know, New York's got that tiebreaker, and they're going to get it. So it's very, very important that OCB gets something out of this game. A win obviously puts them in, but then a draw keeps them alive going into the last game of the season.
And if they lose this game, there's a lot of scenarios that go around. If they were to win against Tampa and then Red Bulls were to go to Rochester and lose, Orlando City B would still make it, but they're going to need Red Bulls to drop some points somewhere along the line, and they need to win against Tampa, obviously, to have any shot of qualification. Cincinnati could drop points somewhere, but they'd rather not need that help. You know,
yeah, and let's be honest, you know, the way that they've played tonight, the way the Red Bulls have played, you fancy their chances going into their next games. They have been really electric tonight. They've been fun to watch. They've created all kinds of opportunities, and movement off the ball has been fantastic. So they're really hitting form at the right time.
Oliver, we talked during the break whether or not OCB would make some changes to their defense. They've made 2. PC and Connor Donovan, both of whom really struggled against Stefano Bonomo and Junior Flemings, have been taken out, and in Timbo, the Brazilian, will play center back, and Kevin Alston is on to play left back.
Yeah, you know, Kevin Alston's a great athlete himself, so he's going to be able to match up a lot better with Junior Flemings and Timbo as well. Big, strong man, you know, left-footed player as well, so he'll give them a little bit more attack out of the center-back position, a little bit more fluidity playing the ball out of the back, because they really need to make some passes. They really need to get some continuity going and their passing game going. Otherwise, they're going to have no chance to get back in this one.
3-1 to the visitors as we start the second half. Evan West and Oliver 12 Trees here. Winning, you're in for OCB, but I think they'd take a draw at this point just to keep themselves alive for that winning, you're in situation. If they do draw tonight, beating Tampa on Thursday would put them in. We told you about the 2 changes for OCB. For Red Bulls, Gideon Ba, the center back, has come out. David Abador, a 25-year-old from Chicago, Illinois. You see him right there. Former Creighton Blue Jay.
That's an interesting change as well, because Ba was very, very good in the first half, I thought.
Abador has 1 goal this season. Came against Orlando City B back on April 14th up in New Jersey. There's Fernando Timbo, the Brazilian. He can play left back or center back. They're going to use him in the middle of the back line with Alston, the MLS veteran, playing at the center back spot. And here we go again, but offside called as Red Bulls were looking for a 4th right out of the get-go, and Bonomo was off.
And that's exactly what they did in the first half. But Sulevic, you talked about what was playing in between the lines. Well, that right there was a perfect example of playing between the lines. But Sulevic dropped deep in front of the centre-backs, was wide open, was able to play that through for Bonomo. Bonomo just a little bit offside.
You can play between the lines. You can't play behind them. Najim and De Silva getting a little bit more aggressive. OCB are going to have to look to dispossess Red Bulls 2 a bit more in this second half. You said it, stay tighter to those attacking players for the Red Bulls.
Well, that's why the subs have been made, because, you know, the left back and the left centre back were not close enough to the attacking quartet of the Red Bulls 2. So that's what they've been brought in to do. And here it is, Alston against Flemings. Is he going to fare much better?
Well, Flemings has totally dominated in this game. He's getting some help from Tony Rocha. They've essentially double-teamed him. And Flemings earns a throw for his team.
And they need it. You know, that's exactly what the back four need. They need support. They need protection in front so they don't get isolated in a 1v1 situation. Because let's be honest, there's not too many defenders out there that are going to be able to handle Flemings, Bonomo, Basulovic, Valo in the form they're in right now.
Flemings. Najim, the right back. De Silva. Nicely done by Orlando City B. And here's the counter. Pierre De Silva.
See, there's the press. There's the press from Red Bulls.
Larea was offside.
But they sent so many numbers around the ball, and that's why if they can get the ball out of the press, the opportunities are there.
The USL is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. Stay up to date with all the latest league news and information by visiting www.uslsoccer.com and follow them on Twitter @USL. Long ball intended for Bonomo, headed by Carroll and then Timbo. Up for Barry, OCB. The counter is their game. This is how they score, and they get right back out on it. Ball just a bit far for Barry and rocketed high into the second deck by Ethan Cutler.
Not too many fans up on that second deck to throw the ball back either.
Well, come to the first team, and you'll have it thrown right back. Is Ellis Hayden. Had his own struggles in the first half with Florian Valo. Alston does a nice job on Flemings. Alston, a former MLS All-Star. Through to Cox. Good play by Abador. Red Bulls 2 the other way. And Flemings has some space. Can Timbo get there first? Yes. Throw for New York.
So good attack there from Holston, but he's got to be aware of Flemings on the counter-attacks. If he goes forward, you know Flemings is going to want to exploit that space he just left behind.
The numbers really do tell you, though, how dominant New York was in that first half. 14 shots to 2. They put 8 on target. The 3 goals, obviously, but they possessed nearly 60% of the time. It was just a complete show of force. Through to the middle, offside. Good job by Alston to play Basulovic off, and it sets up essentially a goal kick for Earl Edwards Jr. Fans, stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts, Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern on SiriusXM FC, Channel 85. Also, don't forget, SiriusXM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check uslsoccer.com for dates and times. Red Bulls 2 looking to counter again. Here's Valo. Deflects off an OCB man and back out to Larea. Better defense through the first 5 minutes of this second half.
Yeah, Tony Rocha there doing the job at defensive midfielder, helping out that back four.
Neal. Off to De Silva. The 19-year-old puts a cross for Cox. Deflected by Ndam.
It's not quite enough on that cross from De Silva. It's got to go in behind the back line to give the strikers a chance to run onto it.
Here's Tenari. Well, he's been all over the pitch tonight. And Alston doing a better job on Fleming so far. Kevin Alston was an all-star in 2010 for the New England Revolution. He started that all-star game against Manchester United. What a story he is, too. In 2013, was diagnosed with a rare, treatable form of leukemia and was back out on the field 5 months after his diagnosis. Credits it for helping him develop just an immense strength. He's been battling injuries all year, but great to see him back out on the field.
The linesman keeps his flag down on that one.
It's Flemings. Back shot! Wow, there's a fourth from out of nowhere. And Bonomo has a hat trick.
Yeah, Bonomo, absolutely lethal display of finishing tonight. Fleming sets that ball lovely for him. And Bonomo just, again, hits through the ball with so much composure. Great work on the side from Basulovic. Fleming sets him, and then bang, wallop. What a finish. Just, you know, absolute grass cutter. That's how you strike a ball. Hard and low, pace and power. Earl Edwards,
well,
powerless.
Edwards had the read on it. He was right there. It was just hit so hard that it was impossible for Earl Edwards Jr. to get to that ball.
You know, he's hit 2 balls tonight that, you know, he might not hit as hard again. You know, he's absolutely put his full power and weight through the ball, and he's just caught them so sweetly.
And if Red Bulls, too, do get into the playoffs, which they would at least have their destiny in their own hands with a victory tonight, the form that Bonomo is on, I would not want to play this New York Red Bulls 2 side. I would want nothing to do with them.
Well, there's so much parity in this league already, and, you know, the form they're showing tonight, definitely going to be a dangerous prospect.
Well, here's Barry. OCB looking to grab that goal back. It just harmlessly trickles through and out the end line. Let's take another look at that goal.
Yeah, well, what a great hat trick. Bonomo, grass cutter, keeping it hard and low, head over the ball. Smacks it past Earl Edwards.
Decent hold-up play there, too, by Junior Flemings, who's been more of a winger.
Yeah, and that's what's really been so exciting for Red Bulls is the movement. You know, Flemings now, you can see he's playing in the center forward position right now. You know, you can see him. Bonomo's coming deep for the header. Flemings is inside. The fullbacks are going on the overlap. It's really been a delightful attack and display from the Red Bulls.
Silva can't get free, and Dom puts it out. They talk about positionless soccer. It's a word that's been bandied about over the last few years as guys really have to play multiple roles at the same time to try and, you know, confuse defenses and make you more versatile.
Well, you know, really it's Johan Cruyff's total football. It's, you know, filling in spots, moving into the open spaces, find the pockets of play, and then when you lose the ball, they press. You know, when they lose the ball, they send 3, 4, 5 numbers around the ball to win it back right away. So it doesn't matter what position you're playing in because you're getting around the ball, you're making it hard for them. You know, and what OCB haven't been able to capitalize on is breaking that pressure. If you can break the pressure, there's space, and they've had it. They had it for their 1 goal. They've had a few counterattacks, but you know, the Red Bulls have really been too deadly when they have, you know, found those pockets of play and been able to combine and create opportunities.
Just a tremendous performance. This is now the most that Red Bulls have scored in a game on the road. Their previous high was 3 back on May 20th against Ottawa Fury. They lost that game 4-3. Just 2 wins in 14 tries on the road this year for Red Bulls 2. But they've been getting better. Since they got Bonomo back, 3 out of their last 5 road games, they've gotten at least a point. And they look poised to grab 3 more tonight and put themselves in position to qualify for the playoffs. Najem, there's 5. Wow.
Is that Basulovic?
Yeah, I believe it was Aaron Basulovic.
Yeah, Basulovic has been sharp tonight as well. And, you know, again, the 3-player combination down the flank, Flemings, overlap, Najem cuts that back. He leaves that Bonomo. Bonomo almost gets the assist himself because he lets that run, leaves it run. He knows Basulovic is coming in behind him, and then that's just an easy finish from the young Basulovic. And he's been fantastic tonight as well, and he gets his deserved goal.
Second of the year for Aaron Basulovic.
Really a shell-shocked look on the face of Larea there.
Basulovic, a native of the Bronx in New York City, came up with the Red Bulls Academy, then played his college soccer at Georgetown University in Washington, D.C. Came back and signed a homegrown contract this past January. Neal. Barry. Shot. Nice save by Leroux. Everything's coming up New York tonight.
Yeah, nice turn and shot there from Michael Cox on the edge of the box, but not enough power to beat Leroux.
OCB wants a penalty, and again, De Silva does not get the benefit of the doubt.
Oh, nothing really going right for OCB tonight there. De Silva felt like he was, you know, getting a forearm, stiff arm to the face and goes down, but really nothing there. Again, probably second time tonight that De Silva has the opportunity to stay on his feet and make something happen, decides to go to ground. No call, nothing going, nothing given.
OCB have not allowed 3 goals in any, or more than 3 goals, I should say, in any of their first 30 games. And they've shipped 5 tonight. Fleming's keeping it in play, but out for a goal kick.
You know, it is really amazing. This is only you know, this could only be their third win if they hold on for this win, which looks pretty likely. It'll only be the third away win of the season, which is just amazing when you see that the attack and prowess and how they've played tonight.
Nice ball through to Cox. And Michael Cox has a chance to grab one back. LaRoe got a piece of it. Evan LaRoe, the last man standing on that one. We have an OCB corner.
Again, you know, the counterattack. This time they managed to break pressure. They get that through ball. Cox is looking lively tonight. Great through ball from Richie Larray. Acceleration from Cox into space. Does everything right. Tries to side foot that home. And it's a fantastic save from LaRoe. You've got to give the man credit. Kick save, makes himself big. Stands up tall and just goes down with the left foot and makes that kick save.
Yeah, Cox did everything you're supposed to do. Here's De Silva for the corner. Collision in the box and then played out by Bonomo.
Yeah, and Dam there with the good challenge there on Cox. Big strong boy again in Dam.
And Dam 6'4", 195, just 18 years old from Cameroon. Made his MLS debut a couple of months ago against Minnesota United as a substitute. We have another OCB corner on the way. Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com.
Well, I'm sure there were a few cups of tea thrown at halftime, and there'll be maybe more than a few cups of tea thrown at the end of the game if OCB can't, you know, improve their process here and get something out of the game.
You and I might just drink a cup of tea, soothe the voice. We'll leave the throwing to the head man. Larray on the corner. Not a bad look there. Barry trying to play it down to the box. It's played out.
It looked like Barry had the opportunity there. It's a swing and a miss.
The header was there for Cox, too. He didn't really have an angle to shoot, but he played it to his teammate. And Haji Barry, just one of those where you swing at it and you hope you come up with some contact. But nothing has gone right tonight for OCB.
Haji Barry still down as well in the Red Bulls box.
No, he comes up a little gimpy, and that is not a good sign. What a tough night this has been for the Young Lions. And they've been on such great form lately, too. You know, they go on that 12-match unbeaten streak. They lose 2 straight at the early part of last month, and so everyone says, oh, no. Then they come out and they win that game, an emotional game against Charleston. Lewis Neal with the winner. They go to Richmond. They get a big win late in the game again. And tonight, Red Bulls have totally changed the narrative on Orlando City B. Again, boy, I do not want to play this Red Bulls team in the playoffs. If I'm Louisville City, sitting there at the top of the table, I'm kind of hoping that these guys are not the number 8 seed.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Louisville City will not want to play the Red Bulls too. They are not an 8 seed going forward, that's for sure. Obviously, they can be hurt defensively. No doubt about that as well. But
and let's note, they are not automatically in if they win this game. They are in very good position, but it is not over yet. They would have control of their destiny, but if OCB were to beat Tampa on Thursday night and then New York were to lose at Rochester, Orlando City B still gets that playoff spot. So it is not over yet by a long shot for OCB, but if in the very likely result, or event rather, that this result holds, Red Bulls are going to need some help, or OCB is going to need some help from Rochester. A clean takeaway. And then a hard foul. Metzger just tackling Tony Rocha.
Yeah, he's been a beast, though, tonight. Metzger, the forward, Maryland Terp. He's been an absolute beast in the center of the park. You know, he said, you know what, the ball might go past me, but not the ball and the man.
Final substitute for Orlando City B. It's the end of the night for Pierre De Silva, who I'm sure, looking back, would have liked to have made a little bit more of an impact on this one. You see him shaking his head as he comes off. Austin Martz, 25-year-old, Georgetown graduate, comes on to play for OCB. Here's Barry, free into the box, but Adebor got a foot on it.
You know, again, there's going to be opportunities still going down in these last still 30 minutes to play. There's going to be opportunities. If OCB can keep their heads up and keep working and find a way to claw, get that first goal back, maybe they can still get something out of this game. Obviously, it's a tough call, but they've got to keep going. They've got to show their heart.
OCB just trying to get something positive out of this one. It's it's been a burn the tape kind of night. But they still have half an hour to at least put on a good showing and get ready for the big I-4 Derby on Thursday night. Here's Cox, and a foul by Ndam.
You know, it's good to see Cox up there playing hard. You know, he's had a bit of a stop-start season, the top goal scorer from last year for OCB, and he's had a couple of chances tonight. He's looked lively. He's led the line well. It just hasn't quite, you know, gone the back of the net for him, but it's been a more positive performance from Michael Cox, the Canadian, tonight.
He was so good last year, 11 goals. He's been struggling with fitness this year, too. He's trying to stay healthy. Here's Larea. Ball into the middle and covered by Leroux. We just did hear that a yellow card was issued to Basulovic for a play earlier in the night, so
foul there on Michael Cox from Ndam. Physical central defender.
Hassan Ndam, another guy that Red Bulls too see as a future star on their defense, and they have found that from this team already. Aaron Long was the USL Defender of the Year last year for that championship team. He's the starting central defender in that 3-6-1 for Jesse Marsh on the first team. We got an OCB corner coming up here. And it looks like it'll be Larea going down to take it as Austin Martz comes back out to play it short if that is the decision.
Well, Bonomo looks nothing short but an MLS star, the way he's played tonight. You know, his ball striking has been absolutely out of this world.
Not a bad ball by Larea, but Ndam was there.
And no challenge there. You know, no one going up with Ndam. A free header for Ndam just to come through and clear that ball. OCB attacking players got to be brave, got to put a challenge in, got to try and, you know, create some movement and some opportunities for themselves.
It's got to be tough not to just be a little demoralized with all this scoring, though. Here's a turnaround shot, but not much there for Michael Cox, and a fairly easy save for Leroux.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's extremely demoralizing and tough situation, but that's why they're pros. You know, they're pros for a reason. They fought their way into this position from, you know, the years of youth soccer, college soccer, some of them, youth national teams, and now they're here, and they've got to keep fighting right to the final whistle. Well, you can definitely tell that the Red Bulls have stepped their foot off the gas a little bit.
Well, here's Barry. Got free behind the line. Haji Barry to Cox. He missed it high. Just got a little under that ball, Oliver.
Yeah, great run in behind from Haji Barry. Really puts this on a plate for Michael Cox. Maybe gets a little bit of a nudge. Maybe the ball's a little bit behind him, but, you know, Michael Cox has got to bury those all day long. Big opportunities for Michael Cox there.
Well, game OCB fans should be watching very closely tomorrow at 2 o'clock. See it on USLsoccer.com. Ottawa Fury hosting FC Cincinnati. That's the other team that OCB has a chance to catch. FC Cincinnati just a point ahead of OCB, and if Cincinnati were to lose that game in Canada tomorrow, that's another team that even if the Red Bulls finish off their season with a win, if Cincinnati were to lose and OCB could beat Tampa Bay, they can get in. So it is not even close to over for OCB, but they do have to beat Tampa Bay Rowdies in order to make the playoffs at this point. Here's Barry. Haji playing through for Cox, and Ndam pushed off on him.
He's pulling that one back.
Yeah.
The referee for
they're not even going to let that go through. They're going to set up a free kick from back here. Let's see if we can spot it. It was Metzger.
Yeah, Metzger
good
grabs
call.
the shirt. Again, Metzger, you know, he does what every defensive mid. You want your defensive midfielder, you know, obviously you don't want to give away free kicks on the edge of the box, but you want him to have that mentality that nothing's going to come through and nothing's going to go through. You're going to protect your back four, which, you know, to be fair, OCB haven't done tonight. They have not protected that back four, and they've been punished.
Lewis Neal. For Carroll, it's in! Zach Carroll grabs one back.
So Lewis Neal adds to his goal tonight with a beautiful assist. just curls that ball right onto the head of Zach Carroll. Red Bulls, too, they've got a bit of a Spanish Inquisition at the back there to see who was tracking him. And the answer was absolutely nobody. Nobody tracks Zach Carroll. Free header, plants it past Evan Loro.
What a beautiful job by Carroll here. And Dom just kind of got lost in the shuffle, and Carroll was right through him.
Yeah, free header. Zach Carroll makes no mistake, buries it. 5-2.
Here they come again. Cox can't get it through to Larea. Well, they were ready to just come out and score again. Here's Ellis Hayden. Little bit of energy back with OCB. Zach Ellis Hayden into the box, shot save, Leroux. How about this?
There's still 23 minutes left in this one. A lot of time to play. And Red Bulls, this is why Red Bulls in this situation. 100%, this is why they're in this situation. They're fantastic going forward. They've got, maybe one of the best strikers in the USL playing up front for them, but they're struggling in the back. And even though they're 5-2 up right now, there's been chances. Cox just missed one, and there's a goal here. So if Cox buries that, it's 5-3.
Absolutely wild how OCB, it's just tons of credit to the young Lions for, you're down 5-1. It's easy to just fold it in. And if anything, they've gotten even more aggressive. Martz. That's Ndam touching it off for the corner.
This is great pressure here from OCB, really trying to play in behind this Red Bulls 2 defense and trying to get some opportunities, and they're coming thick and fast right now. Red Bulls certainly maybe stop their foot off the gas a little bit, thinking the game's over, but still a lot of time to play.
And Dom gets to this one. Back to Neal. And it's Martz. Young man plays all over the pitch. Played right back last weekend at Richmond. Zach Ellis Hayden nursing a knock. He's back in there tonight. Martz's cross finds Ndam and goes out for a throw.
Martz was pretty much a starter for the first half of the season, and then really it's his end product. He's great at getting into areas, all action, like you said, all over the pitch, but his end product has to be better. But we got a long throw here. It's another weapon here from Alston.
Yeah, Alston is a big arm. Scott Sutter, you'll see do this for the first team a lot, where they'll line him up and just have him chuck it into the box.
Can they get that first ball? The first ball is always important. Can they get the flick on? It looks like Zach Carroll's going to be that first point.
Nice throw, popped up, but Leroux is there. Well, for a 3-goal game, this has been pretty fun.
We've had a few 0-0s this season, so we've certainly had a bit of a goal fest tonight.
Well, OCB is, again, they had not even allowed or scored 4 in a game before tonight. And Red Bulls are sitting here with 5. We're not even into the 70th or the 70-minute mark yet. Alston lets it go.
Well, for the neutral, this has been a fantastically entertaining game. Some great goals.
Red Bulls too, when they're going forward and they have all the pieces working, it's a lot of fun to watch. Barry tried to free up Cox. Here's Basulovic the other way. And can't find Flemings. Yeah, Red Bulls, since the 5th goal kind of came out of nothing. Since the 4th goal, they've let off the gas. Here's Haji Barry on the counter. Barry cuts in front, takes a shot, and not even close, into the 8th row of the wall.
And that really is, if you compare the opening few minutes of the game with Bonomo, similar situation, gets into that inside left channel, does so well to get there, opens his body up. Can he find the bottom corner? No, he can find the top of the wall.
Now, the bottom corner was a long way away from that shot.
But again, another opportunity. Opportunity. This game is not over.
You're right. They are just blasting forward at a ridiculous pace. And why not? Go for it. It was a win and you're in. That still applies with 19 minutes and added time to go.
If you look back in the last 5 minutes, Michael Cox and Haji Berry have had 2 glorious chances.
No, it could have easily been 5-4. Suddenly we're sitting here and looking at a completely different game.
And when you play this, total football type of style that the Red Bulls play with, a very open play, a lot of movement, you can be countered. And if it's not firing all cylinders, if the connections between the players, aren't there, this is what can happen. You can lose the ball in dangerous areas.
Well, look, you've said it. They've given up 55 goals this year. That is the 3rd worst mark in the entire USL out of all 30 teams. It's kept them from doing what they did last year, just blasting through the league to a championship. Another nice long ball by Alston. He's kind of been the cog for some of these Route 1 balls up the sides of the pitch to get OCB going on those breakaways. Carroll, beautiful. And then in Dom.
Yeah, dive-in header from Zach Carroll there, really putting his head in there where it hurts. And
yellow card for Bonomo.
Yeah, he gets a smack in the chops for his services there. Bonomo really won't mind. He'll take a hat trick and a yellow card any day of the week.
Yeah, I think that's a fair trade-off for a striker. Here's Carroll, who just had the goal. Larea has Ellis Hayden out wide if he wants him. Zach Ellis Hayden to Cox, played out for throw. It's interesting to see Haji Barry playing underneath a little bit rather than in that number 9 role. That's really what Cox has been so far tonight. Meanwhile, Red Bull's making a substitution. Basulovic, who has a caution, is coming off, and Kazu Shigenobu from Ridgewood, New Jersey, comes into the game for Red Bulls.
Yeah, Basulovic really has had a fantastic night, scored a great goal, and has really been an important cog in this attacking wheel of the Red Bulls. More defensive player coming in.
Yeah, Kazu Shigenobu, developmental player for the New York Red Bulls, just turned 18 back in August. Throw goes to Barry. Ellis Hayden. Barry. Taken away. Rocha.
Yeah, one for the future Kazu Shigenobu.
Oh, nice through to Alston. Kevin Alston, cross, out for a corner.
Again, just a little bit more pace. A little bit more pace. If he beats that first man, it's 5-3. Nice ball left from Tony Rocha. Starting to pull a few strings. Now you can see he's just got to hit that gap in between the keeper and the centre back. And Haji Berry makes that 5-3.
Larea to Cox. From way outside, Leroux just barely gets a handle on it. Austin Martz ripped that ball, and Leroux stopped it just in the nick of time.
I haven't seen Austin Martz hit a ball that cleanly in a while, and what a strike that was. And was this going to fly straight in? It looks like it might have flown straight in, but centre back Schmoll makes the block.
That looked very much like Bonono's last one. There's Larea going after the ball.
All this pressure that OCB have right now, it's so important that they get one. You know, unless they get one before the 80th minute, there's probably no chance to pull this one back.
At least get a point. But wow, they've had their opportunities in this second half, no doubt. Red Bulls, too, have left them an opening. Bonomo here drawing the foul to at least grind some clock off, which is the chief goal for New York right now. Neal out for Ellis Hayden. Here they come again. Barry.
Space to run into here.
Cox fouled. And a yellow card for Ndam. Hassan Ndam into the book. And Red Bulls, too, are just getting sloppy.
Yeah, you know, but it was a great tackle. It all started with a great tackle from Zach Ellis Hayden on Flemings. They got close to him. They feeds Haji Berry. Haji Berry, in turn, plays Cox in behind, and, you know, definitely a yellow card.
That's a professional foul there, though, for Ndam. Because
no doubt about it.
If you don't tackle him, he's gone.
Yeah, Cox was away.
And Cox is pacier than Ndam. There's a lot of strengths to that young man, but he's not going to outrun Michael Cox. Lewis Neal is on the ball here.
Can we see another bit of quality delivery from Lewis Neal?
He's got a goal and an assist tonight.
Picks him out.
Played back. Oh, they got a third.
And it was coming. There's no doubt the last 10 minutes, this goal has been coming.
The substitute, Fernando Timbo, with his third of the year. OCB looking to pull a miraculous comeback.
Lewis Neal arrows that ball to the back post. Zach Carroll again, he heads it back, puts it back into the mixer, and Timbo lashes that one home with that strong left foot of his. Man bun and all, look at that. What a finish from Timbo.
Fernando Timbo, 27 years old. Had a brief stint with Ottawa Fury last year. Was trying to stay in the game, and he has found himself a home with OCB. What a great season he's had. His third goal of the year.
And we talked about at halftime, he's coming on. He can not only provide a little bit more stability as a left-footed centre-back in terms of playing the ball out of the back, he does have a threat coming forward in set pieces, and he's done it. It's 5-3. Zach Carroll gets his head on two great free kicks from Lewis Neal. Scores one, creates another one.
Well, Red Bull's starting to press go on the button again. Najim to the center. Metzger winds up, blocked. Neal pushing it out wide. Oh, that's just a nice move by Lewis Neal on the youngster Cutler.
He's still got some wheels as well, Lewis Neal. Look at that.
Playing Barry Freeze way offside. Well, Haji got a little excited there.
There is so much space. This Red Bulls back line is playing so high, and to be honest, it really looks like they miss the influence of Gideon Barr. They're playing really, really high. There's space to run into constantly for OCB.
Leroux, the keeper for the Red Bulls.
Just over 10 minutes to play. Are OCB capable of this miraculous comeback?
They're going to need another one within, you'd think, the next 5 minutes or so in order to really have a shot at it. Lewis Neal fouls Metzger. Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. It's Najim, and just a sloppy giveaway for David Najim, 25-year-old graduate of Columbia. Najim cut his teeth in the 4th division in Germany, the Regionalliga Bayern, in the shadow of Bayern Munich and Bavaria. Got an opportunity to come back home to the U.S. Played for IMG Academy in Bradenton, Florida, a couple hours away before sticking with the Red Bulls. This is what New York has to do here, just play keep away. Grind a little bit of time off this clock. Ellis Hayden with a hard challenge. And Zach Ellis Hayden walking away from Guido Gonzalez Jr., the referee, as hard as he can. Meanwhile, Cutler slow to get up.
Yeah, Cutler's going to take his time here. Haji Berry trying to get him to get a move on a little bit. Look, we've only got 10 minutes left.
Come on, boss. On your feet.
Yeah, full-blooded challenge there. Foot up as well.
That could easily have been
nasty challenge there
a
from
booking.
Zach Ellis Hayden.
That absolutely could have been a booking. Well, I think it might be.
Oh, it's a booking.
Yeah,
but it could have been worse. It could have been a red card.
Yeah,
that could have been a red card.
Now, Zach Ellis Hayden, 8 yellow cards this year in 18 starts. That's something that he'll have to cut down if he plans on promotion to the first team. Red Bulls with some options here. Velo looking for Flemings, and Alston doing what PC could not, stays with him. And OCB clear for the moment. Still a 2-goal lead for New York. They got a couple of it wasn't as dominant as their first half goals. And that really opened the game up. OCB have come back to make it competitive. This tackle from Ellis Hayden. That one very clean, and here's Lewis Neal.
There you go, breaking the pressure. Break the high press, and opportunities are going to arise.
Martz, a little bit too much air under that one. And Cox has to slow up as Leroux was there to make the play. Adabor has Najim. Flemings. It's been a lot quieter in the second half, though in fairness, they haven't really needed him. He fouls Alston.
Yeah, Alston's been a lot better. He's made a big improvement, got closer to him.
Fans, stay up to date on the late USL news and information around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern on Sirius XM-FC, channel 85. Don't forget, Sirius XM-FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check USLsoccer.com. Long run up the pitch here for Ellis Hayden. He wanted the foul called, and he couldn't get the sympathies of the referee.
Gets another bite at the cherry here.
Great stat from Orlando City PR. The 8 combined goals, the most ever in an Orlando City B game since their founding last October. Well, 2 Octobers ago, I should say. Through, but no more. Lewis Neal, can he start the counter here? There's Martz. Forced to play backwards. Neal and Larea just never saw that coming. Here's Flemings. Red Bulls, too, have kind of stemmed the momentum of OCB a little bit over these last few minutes.
Yeah, it looks like OCB's, really used so much energy in that 15-minute spell to get themselves back in the game.
Just tired legs out there for sure. This has been a wild, breakneck game. Martz couldn't keep it in.
Martz has got to use his left foot there and just guide that down the line for Cox. Obviously Anthony Pulis will be, extremely disappointed to ship 5 goals tonight. There's no doubt about it.
Just not his style at all.
Certainly, but, the one positive, I'm sure, will be the attitude. After going 5-1 down, they could have easily just rolled over and completely given up, and more goals come in. But
they certainly did not do that. If anything, it woke them up. That 5th one, really, they just, at their own park, you don't want to get embarrassed, and OCB have not been tonight with this effort in the second half. Cox. It's through and Dom. Michael Cox plays it central, but Barry was already in front of where the ball was.
That was a big chance there.
Is Cox at an angle there where maybe he can take that shot, or does he have to pass the ball?
He can certainly go in and shoot. At the end of the day, if the pass isn't there, then, if you don't buy a ticket, you don't win the lottery. And he found himself breaking into the box. Yes, it was an acute angle, but don't make the pass if nobody's there. At least slide it in between the goalkeeper and the back line.
Here's a foul we just saw. Flemings fouling Tony Rocha.
Now, really, OCB need to find a little bit of energy and see if they can get that 4th goal and set up a grandstand finish. They really need to throw some numbers forward and see if they can get that 4th goal.
Last OCB sub, or New York sub, rather. Tim Schmoll ready to come in for Bonomo, who has the hat trick tonight. They're going to put in a center back for their striker. Here comes Velo. Florian Velo. A solo run, tripped up in the box, and it's a penalty to New York. Well, an easy call for the referee on Fernando Timbo. And if there was any doubt remaining, Red Bulls, too, have a great chance to kill this game off.
Yeah, our player to watch, Velo, with the fancy footwork. Moves the ball, shifts it from one side to the other. Timbo commits to the foul. Velo feels the contact and goes down. Not a lot of contact, really, from Timbo, but Velo did enough, felt the contact, went down. Easy penalty. And here it is, wrap things up for New York Red Bulls.
Velo is the man to take the penalty. He has 6 goals this year. 2 of them on the PK. Meanwhile, Edwards Jr. has saved 2 penalties this season as part of this wonderful run he's had. But this game is, even though it really hasn't been his fault at all, not going to look good on the statistics.
Yeah, a little bit of gamesmanship there from Earl Edwards, standing off his line, being told to go back to his line. And here we go. Ice the game here for Velo.
A 6th for New York. And Velo with a brace tonight to add to the hat trick from his teammate Stefano Bonomo.
Yeah, nice composure there from the Frenchman. Didn't get put off at all. Opens up his body last minute and just passes that ball. Good height. Keeper goes the wrong way. And that's game, set, and match.
Bonomo coming out now for Schmoll. You see the pedigree with Velo when you watch him play. He was in the academy of maybe the preeminent name in world soccer now after their massive splashes for Neymar and Kylian Mbappe over the offseason. Paris Saint-Germain. He didn't quite get into the higher levels of PSG Academy, but he latched on with AS Monaco, who, oh, by the way, beat PSG for the Liga 1 title last year. So some
yeah, you
serious...
can see he's got a very good pedigree, and you can see his technical ability is top class.
Some serious European grooming in Florian Velo out of France.
You know, Bonomo leaves the field to really a fantastic performance. He's led the line so well, and just really just a great display of finishing. You know, absolutely lethal in front of goal, inside the box, outside the box, power, finesse, absolute full package tonight from Stefano Bonomo.
Here's Schmoll, who just came in. He's 6'6" center back up there.
Well, he's playing up front.
Yeah.
You know, he's definitely not playing in the back.
No, that's his regular position. He is a defender. He's actually in 42 appearances as a professional for New York Red Bulls too. His only goal came last year against OCB in Orlando. So maybe he's out here hunting for another. Meanwhile, this game moments away from coming to an end. We have 2 more minutes and then the added time. Want to remind fans that the Lions return to MLS to play at Orlando City Stadium in MLS play on Sunday, October 15th. They face Columbus Crew, playoff team in the East this year. Get your tickets today at orlandocitysc.com/tickets. That's a 5 o'clock start next Sunday, the 15th, between Orlando City and Columbus. This team, I'll tell you what, is going to need your support on Thursday night in the I-4 Derby against Tampa Bay Rowdies. OCB need to win that match and then get some help either from New York Red Bulls or Cincinnati dropping points in order to make their way into the playoffs. It is still very much within reach for Orlando City B, but they are going to need a little bit of help.
Yeah, and this Red Bulls team is going to be, red hot going into the playoffs. I expect them to clinch and
they're not in yet, but you're right. They are in the driver's seat. Since they got Bonomo back, if you include this result, they've won 7 of the 12 games he's played in, and they've only lost 3. They're 7-3-2 since they got Stefano Bonomo back.
Now you can see why he was very, very impressive performance tonight.
They've scored 22 goals in their last 8 matches.
Flemings hasn't got on the scoreboard, but he's been very good at what he's doing right now. He's beating players on the dribble, causing absolute havoc.
Well, I wanted another penalty. He's not going to get it. As Schmoll plays the ball out. Well, Tim Schmoll getting to pretend that he's a forward tonight.
He scored 10 goals in the Ivy League. You know, he's not a stranger to putting the ball in the back of the net.
He's a Harvard man.
Well, here's a chance.
Well, Michael Cox can get one back. Cox gets shoved to the ground, and it's a penalty to OCB. Well, what is the point of that? From Abador. I don't understand that at all. And a red card to boot. Well, he just tackled him. And now Abador is now ineligible for the season finale for Red Bulls against Rochester, where they need to win.
Yeah, again.
I don't understand this at all.
Again, the space was there to run in behind for Michael Cox. Not the best first touch. Just a really clumsy challenge, really, from Abador. I'm not even sure he meant it. Just very, very clumsy from Abador. And he'll have the long, lonely walk to the locker room after that. You know, really, really silly challenge. But here we go, Michael Cox.
It's Barry.
Oh, it's Barry.
And he's got his 10th of the year. So Haji Barry wins the penalty kick. We had 2 minutes added on to the game, so not enough time for OCB to get 2 more, but they end up with 4 goals, their highest total of the year.
Yeah, Haji Berry finds the top corner with this one. Great penalty kick. And, you have to, when you look back at this game, you have to say, what if? OCB's had chances in this second half. They've given away some bad giveaways.
Particularly in the first half.
And, they found themselves in this situation. And, what if? What if they hadn't have done a few things and they could have been getting at least a draw out of this game? They've shown they can hurt the Red Bulls, and here they go again. They've shown they can hurt them.
Here they come, Austin Martz, one-on-one. Martz, it's 5! Oh, you gotta be kidding me! Austin Martz with his 2nd of the year, and OCB may actually have a chance to draw this. I just don't know if they're gonna have enough time.
You know, absolutely unbelievable stuff here at Orlando City Stadium. Martz, left-footed, through the legs.
Gets by Buckner. Woo! Austin Martz. What a bit of energy he's brought to the team since coming in.
He has been fantastic. You know, target that space in behind the Red Bulls defense, and they've done just that.
Here comes Haji Barry flying at Hassan and Dom. It's a 1-goal game for the first time since the 35th minute.
There's got to be about 1 minute, I would think, of extra time on top of the 2.
They may get one chance here. They wanted a foul, but the whistle stayed on the chest of Guido Gonzalez Jr. as he checks his watch. And Red Bulls, too, just trying to keep the ball away.
No foul. Do not foul. Do not foul. You got to win the ball back.
It goes out.
Yeah, the referee looks at his watch, but he doesn't blow the whistle. Is there another chance? Earl Edwards needs to get this up the pitch as soon as he can.
Martz loses it. Here's Flemings, Junior Flemings. He's going to take a shot of his own. No, Alston has it. And there's full time.
What a wild one here tonight.
Wow, 11 total goals between OCB and Red Bulls 2. The Young Lions with 2 in stoppage time to draw it close. And man, you're right. What if is the prevailing thought. But in the end, for all the excitement and all the wildness you see, most of the players on the pitch, 3 points to the visitors.
Yeah, you know, really great reaction from OCB tonight. You know, if they'd have just been able to capitalize on those opportunities a little earlier in the second half, the comeback could have started that little bit earlier. You know, what if there wasn't those mistakes in the first half? But, you know, you got to put your hands up and say, well played, Red Bulls, scored 6 goals, come away with 3 points.
We'll try to get the highlights into a manageable time for you guys to see when we come back. New York Red Bulls with a wild win here in Orlando. Everybody just trying to catch their breath after a wild game. You see the score. It's pretty self-explanatory. Red Bulls 2 had a 5-1 lead at one point in this game with 25 minutes to go. OCB with a furious comeback. Let's take you back to the very start of the game. The 3rd minute, Stefano Bonomo got things going.
Yeah, he starts this fantastic individual performance with a great pass into the corner effort from the young man. Look at that composure. Gets his head up and sees it and places it in the corner.
You're going to hear from him a little bit more later. It was Florian Vallot who had the next one. We highlighted him before the game. Pretty good choice.
I didn't know if he was left. I thought he was left foot going into the game. He showed he certainly is there.
What an absolute strike. However, OCB was not just going to roll over here at home in a must-win situation, or at least win in your in situation. What a great counter this was.
Yeah, great counterattack. Haji to Cox, Lewis Neal, easiest goal of his career.
Neal would be on the score sheet again later. Meanwhile, Bonomo was not nearly finished. This power on this is just outrageous. First, we got the rebound and the save by Edwards, but watch the rebound shot for Bonomo.
Again, still with his right foot, great technique, gets over the ball and just hits right through the middle of the ball. What a strike.
The slice on that, just absolutely ridiculous. That brought us to halftime. It was 3-1 Red Bulls, and it could have been worse. And it was worse after the half. Stefano Bonomo picking up the first hat trick for an OCB against player this year.
Yeah, lovely grass cutter. Maybe my favorite here. Lovely layoff from Junior Flemings and just a grass cutter. Finds the bottom corner.
My favorite was the one where it spun up into the top corner, but that's not a bad pick at all. This was number 5, and it just kind of came out of nowhere for Basulovic.
Yeah, nice little leave there from Bonomo. Basulovic, lovely, just side foots that bottom corner. He got his goal, very well deserved after a very impressive performance from him.
Just totally lost track of Basulovic. So it's 5-1. Everybody thinks the game is long, long gone. 67th minute, OCB starts to come back.
Yeah, Lewis Neal dropping dimes. Finds Zach Carroll at the back post, who makes no mistake.
1 of 2 assists on the night for Lewis Neal. Zach Carroll with his second goal. That made it 5-2.
And we were starting to believe. We were starting to believe.
Well, 77th minute. Carroll again, this time finding Fernando Timbo.
Yeah, another good ball from Lewis Neal. Zach Carroll knocks it back across goal. And there's Timbo with the easy finish.
However, a penalty would look to kill the game off for Red Bulls. It was Velo in the 87th who put it in. Haji Barry had a penalty of his own to make it 6-4. This was 6-5 in stoppage time.
Yeah, Austin Martz did very well when he came on, added some extra energy on that left flank, and he gets the goal to really set up a grandstand finish, but time ran out.
They just ran out of time at the end. About a minute left after that goal, and they could not get a chance, but just a wild match. 12 shots for OCB, 9 on target in that second half. Have you caught your breath yet, Oliver?
Yeah, just a wild, crazy game here. I'm sure both sets of coaches will not be happy with the performances. You never want to ship 5 goals or 6 goals. You know, the Red Bulls and OCB did that tonight, but Red Bulls came out on top. Better first half performance from the Red Bulls. You know, OCB couldn't get it done in the first half, and at the end, that cost them.
Sets off a must-win for OCB. 7:30 p.m. Thursday night here at Orlando City Stadium against Tampa Bay Rowdies. They need to win that and get some help in order to qualify for the USL playoffs. For my broadcast colleague, Oliver 12trees, and our entire production crew, my name is Evan Weston. Thank you so much for joining us. Final score one more time. New York 6, Orlando 5.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.